Hey guys, what's going on? And we are at the end. So now that we have everything working perfectly, we are ready to send this to our domain. Alright, so before I do that, I want to go over to that little fix that I added here. I want to make sure, I don't want to leave you something that doesn't work right. So I made some changes, nothing major. Just get rid of this right here, just to the index. So in the index, add this right here, success message, and add this transition, and this success message hidden, add this opacity. Okay, so this is going to make sure that this makes things work on 5 seconds. You can make it 3 seconds if you want to, but 5 seconds is good. And then in the contact page, I want you to set this show success image, I'm in code, and I want you to recode it to do this. So it's still gonna have these classes here. Everything here is fine, right here. But then I add this success message and add this right here. It's a little hack so that so that it works. It should have already worked with this, but for some reason it just isn't. So since it's not, we're gonna hack it even further. All right, and which is weird because this alone with the timeout should have already worked. All right, so now that we're in the timeout, make sure I put this up to 5 seconds. Doesn't matter, you can keep it at 3. Make sure the other thing here is also 3 seconds if you want to, but 5 seconds is what I decided to go with for myself. And then I changed, remember how I had it so that it could reload, and I explained that you can make the use of navigate from the React router down to navigate after it's successfully sent, and navigate to another page only if it's shown, only if it's part of this, the successful communication with the server. This will fire. Notice that this is not outside anywhere, it's only inside there, which means it will only navigate if it's a good response, right? 200 response. So this is all you're gonna need to do for that. You need to bring in the use navigate hook from the React router DOM. Then create a new instance of the use navigate by calling it navigate or navigation or whatever, but navigate. And then go down here and then put navigate function as a function or method, and then inside the arguments right here, the parameters, make sure that you send the home page, or if you have a thank you page, send it to the thank you page, whatever it is that you want to send the user after, and that will happen 5 seconds after. Okay, so for the sake of making this a little faster, I'm gonna make it 3 seconds here, and I'm gonna also make this 3 seconds so it doesn't linger. All right, let's test this one more time, and then we can go ahead and start working on packaging this for the internet. So I'm just gonna put that in there, and oops, that's not what I wanted. And then we're gonna put some fake email here, and all right, let me see, should I, whatever, and that. All right, and I'm going to, and I already showed you it works, so I don't need to show you the actual email being sent. I just want you to see the delayed here and all that stuff. And I hit submit, email sent successful, taking a fair amount of time, and it's back in the home page. All right, so that problem is solved. All right, now let's work on what are we gonna do with this. How are we gonna send this to the internet? This is the part that I really wanted to focus on, because not the that I really wanted to focus on, but this is the part that where you're really gonna bring a lot more value, the email part, right? Because I don't think a lot of people out there are doing React applications tutorials and showing you how to send an email out to anyone, and that is a big thing, because mostly the main reason why a lot of people don't use React to make their websites, and they go the PHP way and things like that, is because they have PHP, the PHP email, I forgot what it's called, PHP sender or something like that, and they have ways that they can leverage PHP in order to send an email out, right? But But then that means that when they're using PHP, if you still want to use React to PHP, you can, but it's a little bit trickier because you have to have a backend that you have to code yourself with the front end. By doing it the way that I'm doing it right now, notice that everything that I'm doing is basically front end code, and I'm having Firebase do all the heavy lifting for the back end. All I have to do is configure it, and then it'll send the emails out. And the configuration wasn't even that bad, right? But another big thing about this tutorial is that a lot of people, they feel like, okay, I built a React application, and now what? I don't have a hosting company that that has compiler in it so that I can compile my code and spit it out to the internet. Heroku does that, maybe Versa or something like that. I don't know. There are some out there that do it, but then you're gonna have to like set up different things and then have yet another place to keep up with for your sites when you can just keep up with the one that you have. All right, so I'll show you how that is all gonna work. So before any of that happens, let me close in my entire thing here, because I want you to see this, that is at the highest level. At the highest level out here, create a new file and call it dot. Make sure that you start with a dot htaccess. Make sure that this is spelled completely like that. If you have any typo in there, it won't work. Okay, htaccess, and then go ahead and put this in there. And what this will do, and I'm no expert when it comes to htaccess, trust me, I still go to the internet and try to find this stuff on my own myself. But what this basically does, it rebases or rewrites the base, the root of your website, which is the forward slash, with your index HTML file that you created, this one right here, and it puts it in place so that whenever you come here, it will render this file right here. And then it does stuff. It does stuff. Like I said, I'm no expert when it comes to htaccess coding, so I'm sorry. All I know is that this works, but thankfully I have never really needed to be a master at htaccess because it's pretty simple. There are a lot of other things that you can do with htaccess, like you can block a bunch of stuff in there. You can block bots, like different specific bots from specific browsers and things like that. So there's actually a lot of stuff in there. But if you need a more robust htaccess code that is not going to break your site, but it's going to make it a lot more robust in terms of security, reach out to someone who's an expert. Okay, fortunately I'm not that guy, but reach out to some. I can't know everything, right? I can't know everything and be good looking at the same time. I gotta pick one or the other. I can either be good looking and know enough, or know everything and be ugly. Anyway, so yeah, reach out to someone who knows more than me to help you out with whatever your needs are for the htaccess. Okay, but for right now, just for the purpose of just putting it on the internet, this will work. So go ahead and save it, and this file would be a hidden file, so it's not something that you're going to be able to see when you're browsing around in your Finder. So all right, so I am going to go to my hosting account of preference that I use for everything. So I'm probably gonna block out a bunch of stuff on the screen because I don't want you to see some specific details there for especially some of my clients and things like that that I still work with. But you'll be able to do this with anyone, really anyone. I mean, GoDaddy, you can do anybody with this. Okay, but I'm gonna go to mine because that's already what I already have it there. So DreamHost, and I'm gonna sign in, and I'm going to domain, manage domains, or is that where I need to go? Or maybe it's websites. I think it's websites. Add website. Yep, add website, and then I'm gonna create a subdomain, and I'm gonna create this subdomain, and I'm gonna call it MediPlus. It's a subdomain, but in your case it will be a regular domain. But I'm not gonna buy a domain for this, so I'm just gonna use it as a subdomain, and I'm gonna use my my testing subdomain thingy, my that I use. I use this particular domain for testing a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna use this one. It's called MediPlus, and then I'm gonna go to my hosting. I'm gonna add a hosting package to it. That's fine, and I'm gonna set up my website. Now this is gonna take a while, so I'll probably pause the wait, maybe not. Okay, no, yeah, it is taking a while. It's taking a while. It's at 2% right now, so that's gonna take a while. So I'm gonna probably pause here, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. All right, so I'm back. So this thing took a little while, so I went ahead and did all I had to do, so I don't have to repause all this again, and now I'm back. So I'm gonna show you what happened while I was gone. So this completed its own thing. So once it's done, the percentage bar is done, click on manage, and when you get to manage, you're gonna go to login info. Okay, once you get to login info, you're gonna be at this portion, at this part right here, where you're gonna have a host and a username and a port and a password. So if you don't know your password, change it. Okay, and that's also gonna take some time to load, and then once it gets to 100%, you should get an email. Everything is changed. Then come to secure shell access right here and turn this on. That also is going to take a while, and it's going to go to 100%, and it's done. So once this is done, your password is done, keep this screen open. So now you're going to go to your any SFTP software of your choosing. You can use I use Forklift. That's my favorite one, but you can use FileZilla Pro, which is the one that has SFTP. It's like $20. Any one of you like. So FileZilla, just go to FileZilla and go through this things right here. Make sure you download the SFTP, the one that has SFTP, the secure FTP, or Forklift file manager, and I use Forklift 4, and that's the one you're gonna see me use. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my Forklift, and then you're gonna come over here to these area right here. So in Forklift, you're gonna have two columns. You're gonna have this column here, which is your local files in your computer, and then this one right here, which is the one that you're gonna connect to. It could be also, if you want to transfer from one of your local files to another one of your local files, like between two hard drives in your computer, you could use this to do that. But I don't know, why would you? You can just use your normal computer for this. But so I do this only when I'm connecting and transferring files outside of my computer to another computer and another network. So I'm gonna create another one with this connect right here. I'm gonna click on it, and I'm gonna call it MediPlus, and then I'm going to come to the server here, and I'm going to copy the host part in here. All right, and for the username, I'm gonna copy that and put the username right here. And I don't remember what I did for the password, so I'm just gonna create one now because I don't think I did it. So you're not gonna be able to see this, of course. And hopefully it doesn't make me wait. Alright, let me make sure that I did this correctly. Okay. Reset the password. Alright. No thanks. Okay, so that's gonna make me wait and do all of this. So, sorry. I'll be back. All right, I'm here. So I had to wait for that to finish. So I'm going to go to my password here, make sure I copy it, and now I'm going to add it to favorites. That's going to add it to this column right here, which is going to make it it's going to add it to the bottom, which is going to make it easier for me to find. So I'm just going to go ahead, and it's already named, so add to favorites. That's fine. Done. And it should be at the very bottom down here. And now I'm going to go ahead and connect. And if everything was correct, you should be able to see a file structure here. And then you're going to open that up and make sure that that's open here. And this one here was an HTML that I created to test the domain, the subdomain, to make sure that it's working. So that's fine. And now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna back up in my files and find the root of my folder where I put my website. So it is, what the heck did I put this? Okay, well, if you don't remember where you put it, you could see it maybe in the workplace. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go back a little further. There it is. Okay, right there. All right. So that's so far where I am right now, right here, right? So now let's go back to the thing, the website, and open up this package JSON. And you see this build right here, that's going to build your site, right? So next thing I'm gonna do is just make sure that this is empty, and I'm gonna put pnpm run build. Make sure you spell it right, and hit enter, and the building is going to start for production. And I should have a dist. There you go. And there is your dist folder. So this dist folder right here is your files that you're gonna need in order to send this to the internet. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here to this, and I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to see if I can see my show view options and the hidden files, show hidden files. Okay, I'm gonna show my hidden files because I'm going to need to transfer, just by dragging, transfer my htaccess, right? And then from there I'm gonna bring this folder, and I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna grab everything in there, and I'm gonna move that over here, and that index.html is gonna rewrite, but for you, if you don't have the index.html, won't happen. So I'm gonna replace that, and that's gonna do that. So technically speaking, I'm already on. So now let's test it. So if I go back to my thing here, and I look at the site, and I click on it to open it on a new website, there it is, mediplus that lotus that whatever. If I refresh, it should be on, and then I can still go to home and contact. If I go to about page and I refresh, it's still on, everything works. Now let's see if I can log in. If I'm here, and what did I do? I think I did a authorization here. Yeah, that QQQ thing. Yeah. Okay, right here. So I'm gonna go to QQQ at QQQ that QQQ, and the password was QQQ QQQ, and I'm gonna sign in. And here's my private. Close that. Never. And here's my private page, which we never did anything to it. That was just to test it out, and I can still sign out perfectly. Voila, you have a React website. If I look at it, if I inspect the files now, and I look at what's going on the browser, what is actually being sent out there, you can see that your entire website is all laid out there the same way that you built it. Everything is perfect. The console logs are still working, everything is fine. And then you look at the resources, and all of the resources for React, you can see that it's a React website. Everything, all the content scripts, all that stuff, and everything is all web packed and ready for you to work and working. Oh, and obviously let's check this out. Yep, Yep, that works too. Okay, well guys, the this concluded everything. Remember when I said don't use the same Firebase configuration files that I put in here, because I will be deleting that right now. And don't use the domain and or any passwords. Anything that you saw here was completely fake, and I'm going to delete all of that. None of that will exist, so it won't matter if you use it anyway, so it won't work. Don't even bother. Go ahead and make your own stuff, okay? Make your every email, make your own email, your own domain, your own subdomains, everything. Make it your own, or it just simply won't work, okay? So thank you so much for sticking around, if you stuck around through this entire thing, or if you just ended up landing here because you saw the video title show up. Then, you know, if you want to check out the rest of the tutorial, that's okay too. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that may be. All right.